thank you for rejecting this recall.
The effort to recall Governor Newsom was one of the biggest stories we covered here on The Issue Is this year. But at the beginning of the year, it wasn't totally clear if the recall would even qualify. In fact, at the beginning of the year, Donald Trump was still president. Here's a look back at newsmaking moments we won't soon forget that happened right here on our show. I'm Elex Michaelson in Washington, where this week we transferred power amidst unprecedented security concerns and unprecedented challenges for those in power. What do you make of President Trump's legacy?
He did himself no favors in the way he handled his defeat and everything that followed from that.
This is as close as the general public can get to the inauguration. You see here fencing, plus barbed wires, and National Guardsmen.
It's sad. It almost makes me want to cry. Like, you look around and it's just supposed to be so much more.
Joining us now in his first local interview since taking office is the newest senator from California, Elex Padilla. We appreciate this is the first interview you've done since being named into this role. More than 2.1 million people signed the petition to recall the governor. There is this recall drive going.
Gavin Newsom has a target on his back. There's no question about it.
I will state on this show, every single member of my family signed our names, provided our signatures to recall him.
Looks like it's going on the ballot, so we're ready to go.
For the first time in studio is Kevin Faulconer, the former mayor of San Diego, now one of the top candidates running against Governor Newsom in the recall election.
If you allow tent encampments on a sidewalk, you're condemning people to die on our sidewalks. We're better than that as Californians.
Let's start with that bear. Walk me through the thought process where you decided, I want a 1,000-pound bear by my side.
It's a symbol, Alex, of the beastly changes we're going to need to make in this state.
So this week, our song for you is from The Jungle Book.
All the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
A sideshow of triviality and irrelevance, and that's just not my focus.
We saw Governor Newsom out with trolls, out on roller coasters. He was making pizza this week.
His bully pulpit is on steroids this week.
This is the first interview you've done on TV with a California journalist, and we're grateful that you're doing it with us here on The Issue Is. Do you think that taxes on the rich should be lowered in California?
I think it's an issue. I haven't gotten strongly into exactly what we're going to have.
This is what I'm going to do when I win on September the 14th. I'm going to help Gavin Newsom pack and go back to his winery.
Showing the recall election in a virtual tie among likely voters. How much can a governor really do?
You could start to vandalize all the executive orders. You can eliminate the masking requirement for public schools. You can eliminate the vaccine requirements.
Closing argument is what?
Closing argument is go and vote to recall this man.
This week, the issue is California rejects the recall. If you ran again in 2022 with the same strategy, the same message as you did right now, is there any reason to think that the outcome would be different?
Great question.
My big takeaway is there's a deeper sense of urgency today than I've ever experienced in my lifetime.
Should California maybe pause its reopening right now? Is it too much too soon?
Well, I think they need to be flexible.
Are we looking at masks after June 15th?
No, only in those settings that are indoor.
The emergence of a new strain of COVID-19. The governor says that these mandates are saving lives.
It is not up to your tyrant governor to decide. And the fact that he is making the unvaccinated feel as though they are lepers and degenerates.
So George Washington, our founding fathers, they were tyrannical, horrible human beings that required people to get vaccines.
Are you a good, decent citizen? Are you vaccinated?
It's nobody's business whether I'm vaccinated. That's like me asking you the last time you got laid. I mean, it's just irrelevant.
Is there a public health benefit to getting that vaccine?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're living in the same country because we've lost 700,000 Americans so far.
If that plan passes, paint a picture. What does the future look like in California and in this country?
Well, Californians can expect better roads and bridges.
Do you support that framework of the bipartisan deal? Are you behind that?
Look, I definitely support the investments that the bipartisan deal seeks to invest in.
So, where are we at on the negotiations?
We're going through it.
Do you have the vote for both bills, though?
We don't have a bill yet, but when we bring it to the floor, we will have the vote.
Do you miss Matt?
Yeah, of course I do on some level, but I also feel that Matt has a lot of work to do on his own.
What do you think is the biggest misconception that white people have about black culture?
Oh, that's a good, awkward question. The biggest misconception is all around the intellectual capacity of my black brothers and sisters.
What's it like to do a spacewalk?
Wow.
Jerry Brown and his dogs, Calusa and Callie, are taking us on a ride we'll never forget. So this is all your property? You feel totally at home here.
Yeah, I do. I feel I have enough elbow room.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you inside one of these right now.
Arnold Schwarzenegger gets a tour of a series of tiny homes he bought for homeless veterans and their animals. That's got to feel so fulfilling, though, knowing that you're able to make this happen for them.
I'm ecstatic.
Now out on the road, talking to kids that are dyslexic. What is that experience like for you?
Started crying. I was triggered. That was me. How I feel, that's me, man. That's hard.
Dolores Huerta, who is an old friend of mine.
Dolores came up with the slogan, Si se puede.
Yes, we can.
How would you describe your legacy?
When we talk about democracy for the people, that's us. We are the people. But if we are not informed, if we do not engage, then we do not have and will not have a true democracy.